IONQ Inc. stock is up 274% year to date. Is it a buy at $45? That's what I'm going to cover in this video. In doing so, I'm going to cover IONQ's financials, valuation, and finally I give out my thoughts. At $45 stock price, the market cap is about $10 billion. For the past few quarters, their growth rate has been north of 80%, which is impressive. And when I look into their margins, their gross margin at the least was about 50%. That is healthy gross margin. The operating margin, profit margin, and free cash flow margins are really bad, but that is expected because this is still a small company. IONQ has close to $365 million of cash and cash equivalents. Since they're not profitable, they're burning cash. Based on their burn rate, it looks like they have 2 more years of runway unless they do further dilution and raise more cash. For the full year of financial 2023, they're saying they can make anywhere between $38.5 million to $42.5 million. They made close to $22 million last year, so that's about 80% growth, which is very good growth. Let's look at their commercial highlights for Q3. They announced that they got $54.5 million of contract with the US Air Force Research, and that will be delivered over 4 years. So on an average, they'll get about $11 million from US Air Force annually. So that's decent. And they also have $9 million of agreement with University of Maryland, and they also signed collaboration with AstraZeneca and also ANSYS. So we have to see how much of that is going to convert into revenue, but they have a collaboration. And they also are planning to acquire a company called Qubitech, and let's see how much they will pay for it and how much dilution the shareholders are going to take. Now let me show you some valuation of what it takes for this company with respect to revenue, profits, and growth rate to double from here in the next 5 years. And if you think these numbers are reasonable, then $45 is a buy. Otherwise, it's not. In 2024, like they said, they're going to make about $40 million of revenue. That's what I put in 2024 revenue column here. And I'm estimating growth rate of 80%. This year they are growing about 80%. So I put 80% growth rate for the next 5 years for them to make about $770 million. From 40 million to 770 million. That's almost 20xing their revenue in 5 years. You have to judge whether this is possible or not. Their gross margins are 50%, but I put an assumed net profit margin of 50%. This is NVIDIA-like margins because I'm estimating that they have to have a compelling product and there's not much competition in that sector. If that's the case, they'll get this 50% profit margin. With that, their net income would be $400 million. And I'm assigning an NVIDIA-like multiple of 50. With that, their market cap would be $19 billion. They currently have close to 216 million outstanding shares. They may dilute the shareholders because they have to raise cash in order to not go bankrupt because they're still not profitable and burning cash. So if 80% growth continues for the next 5 years, they're getting a net profit margin of 50% and NVIDIA-like multiple of 50, then the stock would double to $90 in next 5 years. So this seems like a very difficult situation. They have a lot to do for them to double in the next 5 years. With respect to fundamentals, of course, hype can take this stock to $1,000. I'm not talking about hype, but with respect to fundamentals, they have to do this in order to be able to double. And finally, my thoughts. I personally think quantum computing is a winner take it all market. We're looking at AI where NVIDIA is having 95% market share and the rest of the players are sharing that 5%. And within quantum computing also there are multiple players, especially Google, which have a lot of talent and a lot of money to invest in R&D as compared to IONQ. So if Google makes a very compelling quantum computing product, then IONQ should go bankrupt. That's what I personally feel. So if one thinks that IONQ will be that winner in quantum computing and they take all the market that is there for quantum computing, then it is a buy. Otherwise, I think IONQ is going to go bankrupt. I personally don't believe that IONQ has what it takes, and the stock went up too much due to hype, and it's going to make a lot of bag holders in the coming quarters is what I believe. So I would not touch this stock with a 10-foot pole. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.